I've recently started working with a beautiful lady, and she has given her life to counselling and psychotherapy. And what was really interesting is she has so much emotional and mental literacy and awareness, and yet her body is locked in tension, screaming various different symptoms at her. And no matter how many treatments she goes for, how many massages she has, the tension and the bloating and all the rest of it, it just won't budge. And I remember feeling exactly the same, that I knew where, different challenges were coming from in terms of beliefs, thought patterns, even where different responses and reactions were on loop. And yet, no matter how much I rationalized it and understood it, it always stayed on that mental level. And it never really changed how my body felt. So there was this massive gap between the body and the mind. And when we're not metabolizing the stress and the tension that we get from life, and that is completely unavoidable, it will always be there. But when we're not doing that, it begins to get stacked in the body, and before we know it, we get a body that feels very disconnected from the mind, a body that feels very disconnected from the spirit. And it is extremely hard to move forward from that place, because flow begins in the body. It doesn't begin in the mind, and your body wants to lead you through your human experience. So what we have to do is we have to unravel and re-experience the sensations held in the body. And that doesn't always mean revisiting trauma. Actually, we can do that by leaning more into joy and pleasure. But the point is you have to start rebuilding a connection with your felt sense and experiencing the sensations that your body are sending you. Because at the end of the day, it wants to be your friend. It doesn't want to feel like it's this big ball and chain that you're dragging along for the ride. And when we do that, we are able to soften, because what we're reinforcing into the body, especially when we're getting into the habit of listening, tending, and meeting our body's needs, is it begins to soften. So actually what we're doing is we're softening from the inside out, which is really, really beautiful. And, that has been quite a lesson for me in my years of experience as a body worker, and, giving hundreds of deep tissue massages in my time, and knowing that actually when we're tending the body in this way, it's just like skimming the top pile of washing. It's never really going to get down to the bottom of the basket, because there are things that are going either internally or externally, i.e. you're in a toxic relationship. You have a job that continually asks you to push past your own boundaries in order to survive, right? Those things contribute far more to the tension in your body that a massage simply cannot touch. So really the message here in this is that if you want to loosen the tension in your body. You want to feel free, and you want to be able to move through life from this space of ease and overflow. That's a beautiful word that I love to use, because it really is the epitome of thriving rather than surviving. If you want to do that, like, there are things that you have to master, or at least practice and reconnect with, in order to make some space and release that physical tension that you're experiencing. And this really is about living and doing the work from the inside out, and actually not expecting, not relying on anything from the outside to come and save you from that, or to change that, or to alter that. Yes, some of those inputs make a massive difference, but again, it takes you to choose that. No one can make you do it. So yeah, I hope that helps. Lots of love. See you soon.